the wall off here to prevent Reapers from coming in and harassing the probes early. But
look at what MilkiCow's doing, Grant. Look at what MilkiCow's doing.
Okay, so what is this? So far we just have the one proxy rack. It looks like it's just one proxy rack Reaper. Second gas. Okay, is he going to follow this up with a factory? Quite possibly.
Yeah, he better. If you're taking 2 gases, and only one barrack, it's unlikely that you're just going for the Reaper. The Scout just going to miss this here. Where's this thing queued to? Is it queued up the ramp? No. It's not. Drogo's going to miss this. I expect as soon as that barracks is finished up, we will see. Well, the timing's going to be a little bit off, actually, for the second factory. Because he's going to need a little bit more gas. I'm a little surprised to see that late second gas going down, but I think he will still try and proxy that factory, even though it's a couple seconds behind. Nope. Okay, I'm wrong. Never mind. SCV going around. Just one Reaper factory back home, I guess. And the probe will see that there's a proxy. This is just early Reaper pressure. A bit unorthodox here from MilkiCow, Grant, I'll be honest.
Yeah, it's nice. He's going to keep his opponent off guard because, of course, Drogo doesn't know what's proxied. He really doesn't. Being at the level he is, he probably is counting the workers that we can see here in the mineral line and can figure it out. But we will keep an eye on how he's going to react to this. So far, no battery. Of course, he doesn't have anything on the low ground yet, so we may see that battery go down. But there is a bunker going down in the mineral line, and the probe actually hasn't been able to get on the SCV too much. The SCV's already done like 3/4 of the building, and this bunker goes up. Oh, it's going to be so close. Oh my God, this is so good.
That's really nice RNG. You know, StarCraft is one of those games that famously the pros are like, this game doesn't have any RNG. It's a perfectly balanced game. Nothing's random. The only thing random in StarCraft 2 are the movement patterns on one of the only things that's random are the movement patterns on SCVs when they build a building. And that SCV is getting some really nice movement patterns, able to save itself from the probe. And now this bunker is up in such an aggressive position. And Grant, I talk about it all the time, but this little Kelliger style bunker behind the mineral line of a Protoss player is so flipping annoying to deal with. Look at that SCV just preparing her back up, and it can load back in as soon as the Stalker shots go off. This is the mark of a really excellent player. Look at this micro from MilkiCow.
Yeah, really, really nice so far from Milky. This is his first game. He does finally lose the SCV, and that will force the salvage here. It should get off. It's going to be very close, actually. Hey, no salvage. Okay, so this is actually not bad for Drogo because he didn't lose much mining time. Realistically, he only lost, like, you'd see he's not got loads of workers queued up, but a second Reaper coming in now may get another kill, and that's pretty good. 2 workers killed for the one. It's, you know, meh. It's 6 1/2 dozen of another. And that the damage is nice, but it's not game ending. It's not really even game changing too much. The barracks will fly home, of course, won't be producing anything for now. So in terms of defense, it will just be 1 Hellion should these 3 Stalkers move across the map. Which we are going to see, and this is a little scary actually, because there is no units. Widowmine, okay. Now we will see that Banshee go down. Only 2 kills for 2 Banshees is just completely unacceptable damage, and things looking rough here for our boy Milky.
You know, I'm surprised MilkiCow didn't make this push a little bit earlier when he was falling behind with his Banshee play. He had 2 tanks out, he had plenty of Marines out, and Drogo has been a bit greedy this entire game. As you said, his 3rd base already up and saturated in good time. But what that does mean is that he's cut some corners with his gateways. He's just finished up 8 gateways, so he will have more warp-ins now, starting to scrub in the Archons. But MilkiCow has a very real chance to put some pressure on this 4th base, and as soon as he spots it, he is going to move his entire army into position. I still think Drogo can and will defend here. But MilkiCow finds a really nice spot behind that little plateau on Oxide, forces an immediate cancel out of Drogo.
Yeah, drop in the main. The end of the world at all. There is a drop in the main, though. There's damage going on both sides. Milky's drop very good. He's going to get the +1 armor. He targets it down and gets a denial. And the drop at the other side has been cleaned up as well. So Milky doing a good job in the last couple of moments. Oh, if he was looking right there, I don't think he was. He maybe could have got 2 Colossi. We do still have the Prism in the north side that we need to keep an eye on, but it does look like right now MilkiCow is looking to put some pressure on. Army supplies pretty even, upgrades dead even, but the tanks a big point of contention right now. And these 2 Archons going to go down immediately. Here comes Drogo. He's had enough.
Yeah, a lot of tank fire in the back, obviously going to make this fight look really, really good for MilkiCow on the front side. So if you're watching right now, you're like, wow, MilkiCow's cleaned up everything for Drogo. He's so good right now. But he's down to just 1 more tank. There's Zealots in his main from that Warp Prism that you said we had to keep our eyes on earlier. And now we're going to see Drogo with a pretty significant army in the backside, warping in some Zealots, mostly just to buy himself time. But look how low this bio army is for MilkiCow. He's got 2 medevacs, both completely out of energy. And even though he will snipe a Colossus here, there's just so much damage that's been done on the other side. It's so difficult to see this as a win for MilkiCow, despite getting some really nice unit pickoffs and still being ahead in army supply.
If MilkiCow had lost half the amount of workers he just lost, we'd be looking at a different game. But losing 19 now, putting him down. If he had, say, 10 more, 67 plus mules, his third is up, he has a 4cc, I'd be pretty comfortable. But he did lose a lot. Now, he hasn't lost enough to go, he's just immediately dead. But he needs to play on the back foot a little bit now. He does need to establish his fourth and probably move into Ghosts or Liberators, something along those, and tech up. In terms of his upgrades, both players sitting on +1. Actually, of course, the Forge getting sniped here from Drogo did allow MilkiCow to get ahead in upgrades. He will be getting his +1 armor very, very soon, but Storm already on the way.
Yeah, with Storm, with this double Forge coming down. Remember, there's only one NG bay down for... oh, no, there's not. Sorry, 2 NG bays just finishing up for MilkiCow here. So he will stay 1 upgrade ahead of his opponent, I believe, because that +1 armor is about to finish. So as long as he's disciplined about those upgrades, he'll be in a pretty decent spot. But MilkiCow has spent a lot of the last 2 minutes of this game rebuilding his economy, losing 19 SCVs, put him way behind on income, and Drogo is only just now being drawn even. If you show that income graph, you'll see it's going to even out pretty quickly for MilkiCow and Drogo, which means that Drogo is going to be able to build on that income advantage for the next minute or so, while MilkiCow is desperately trying to catch up and invest more in infrastructure.
Yeah, Drogo moving into disruptive production, and I feel like this is Drogo at his strongest now, when he is at 4 bases. He's very good. We do have Ghost and Enhanced Shockwave on the way, but right now MilkiCow is out of position, and we have a collapse here from Drogo.
Oof. Yeah, a couple stalkers getting on top of the bunker. The bunker going to go down eventually. Disruptor balls to zone those units out. Even grabbing a couple Marauders here. Second disruptor ball to grab some Marines. Nice micro on both sides there. But very well done. And the Storms onto the mineral line, Grant. So many SCVs going down there. The third base evacuated, abandoned like Chernobyl. And MilkiCow in so much trouble.
Yeah, MilkiCow right now, he needs to take a convincing fight in the next couple of minutes because his economy has fallen apart a little bit. Now, he still has a good amount of workers, don't get me wrong. 68 isn't a bad number, but he's had to produce so many. He's lost 36 in this game, Creighton. You know, if you add it up, he's now produced over 100 workers. EMP is nice on all of those high Templars. All of that energy gone means no more Storms, but Purification Novas are still in play here, and the tanks are out of range. You have... Drogo moving for a choke right now. Tanks offering a lot of standing DPS. Meanwhile, a big drop at the other side of the map.
Yeah, this can actually be a really nice play from MilkiCow here, who's finally putting his advantage, utilizing that army supply advantage. Eats a big Storm, though, forced to lift up and get out. Man, that could have been something big. That could have been a contender instead of a bum, which is what it is now as Drogo drives it away. Look, the 5th base going to get killed, not canceled. Bit of a mistake from Drogo there, but this entire drop going to get nailed down to the wall, and the medevac going to make it out. Oh my God, makes it out alive with like 1 hit point remaining, Grant.
Not even close. No. MilkiCow is definitely back in this game, if not slightly pulling ahead. This is a great performance. He has +3 on the way as well.
What happened to Drogo's upgrades, Grant? Sorry to interrupt. What the hell?
He made... Did he get the Forges sniped again? He made them at the 3rd, I think, and they were sniped again.
Oh, no. Did he really? What's
he's had 3 Forges sniped this game. 3
Forges, yeah. So MilkiCow was able to snipe those Forges. That's why he's doing so well right now. MilkiCow had a 2-1 advantage over +1 for Drogo. This game a lot closer than I thought. And now that MilkiCow's done that additional damage, he's ahead on workers, Grant. This is a huge turnaround from our Russian Terran player.
Yeah, this is exactly what he wanted. Now the Ghost... Oh, Purification never catching through. The 3rd one will be blocked upon and will go down. But a Disruptor going down as well. Nice dodge of the Storm here. MilkiCow really starting to pick his game up. This is what we want to see from these newcomers. A great performance in game 1. These are the games that we wanted, Creighton. And +3 on the way. Now, MilkiCow, is he still only running off of 1 eBay? No, he has a 2nd. It's not researching, which is a shame. Because if he was getting his +2 armor as well, I'd really love this. But we have a collapse now from Drogo.
Oh! Big disruptor balls on the bottom side as well for MilkiCow. That's actually going to even up the army supply. Beautiful collapse there from Drogo, who's going to be able to take out that 12 o'clock base. And that actually will set MilkiCow back a whole lot. 20 SCVs go down, income roughly even, and neither player able to maintain their final bases of the day. Drogo struggled for a 5th base. MilkiCow struggled for a 4th base. Now they're both gone, but Drogo does have a bit of an advantage army-wise, where he's able to put more pressure on MilkiCow.
Yeah, there's a lot of Zealots and Archons coming in right now, and the Ghost count is actually quite low. Only 2 on the field. Purification Novas have to be dodged, and it doesn't. GG, Drogo, just too good.
That last battle could have been so much closer than it was. I think Drogo was on the up and up there, obviously, in a US congressperson.
Oh my
and then
god,
stream on
AOC,
Twitch.
350k viewers, hello?
It's so easy. Why didn't we think of that, Grant? We should have just run for Congress, and then we could have been big on Twitch. I mean, come on. The answer was right in front of us the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like to get involved in political things, but AOC is lovely.
It's a lot of fun, and I think her message for most of the streams has just been go out and vote, which is should not be a political message if you live in a democracy.
No.
Go vote. Nice little bunker here from MilkiCow. Same strategy as last time, and is able again to load in the Reaper. The difference is this time Drogo actually got the Adept out before waiting for the Stalker. So the Adept able to get a little bit more pressure on the other side of the map, and he'll be able to get the second Adept out and continue pressuring that bunker. And since he saw the Adept, MilkiCow is going to drop the bunker at his own low ground. Otherwise, Grant, everything looking pretty standard here in game number 1. As soon as MilkiCow can clear this bunker, we should be able to see what his tier 2 tech is going to be.
Yeah, I actually like this from MilkiCow. Of course, in game 1, he proxied that first Reaper, and he hasn't done that this game. So he is able to get a defensive Marine or 2, a couple of SCVs pulled as well. Losing a couple of SCVs, not great. If he loses 2, it's not the end of the world, I'd say. He does need to wait for probably the Hellion now. Gonna use high ground vision here.
Did our admin forget to use Game Heart this game?
No, only one worker went down.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, only one worker did went down. What do you know? Okay. I thought I saw him kill 2 SCVs there. Sorry, I was like, what? 2 SCVs went down? Never mind. I'm being cranky about it. There we go. The bunker will get finished up. And again, MilkiCow misses the salvage on that bunker. So bit of a misread there, but he will get the Drogo will get the nice surround on the Reaper. Grant, did you update the stream title?
Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm sure you did. Good to know. Good to know. So everybody knows which game is going down. MilkiCow is getting a tech lab there on his factory. We'll see what pops out there. I imagine we'll see either Cyclones or maybe a tank. But we've got Robo and Twilight Council coming down for Drogo, indicating that he's going to follow up with probably some Blink Stalker play. Oh, Cloak Banshee again for MilkiCow. Nice.
MilkiCow. I can't type cow. Is that right? Yeah, versus Drogo. Definitely updated the title before.
Attaboy. I knew it. I knew nobody would notice.
Yeah, thanks.
The good news is we're on a 2-minute delay, so it's a perfect crime. There's no evidence.
Crime. So, yeah.
The last time MilkiCow didn't get jack done with his Cloak Banshees, right? He built 2 of them. They were scouted immediately by Drogo. But if we check Drogo's vision this game, Grant, does he know about these Cloak Banshees coming his way?
No, he hasn't seen anything at all this game.
4 Stalkers, that's way too many for one tank this early in the game, especially if you know your opponent's going heavy bio play with only 1 NG Bay down. Again, MilkiCow looking for a strong +1 timing push this game unless he's further disrupted.
Yeah, we do have Drogo continuing to have control of the map here. He has a Prism out that's going to be able to scout around. He also has great observer movement. One in the main, one between the third and the natural. Keeping track of MilkiCow's army, so he knows exactly what's going on. Drogo has a third as well. No gas is taken on that just yet, as he is playing very Zealot heavy again, very Gateway heavy. Drogo plays the way that I try to play. He's just good at it.
Nice.
I mean, I just love this style that Drogo goes for, where you go up to like 8 gates and you make a lot of Immortals and Archons and just tons of Zealots. I think Zealots are really good. Like,
I agree with you, Grant. Zealots are really good. The problem is going to be, though, that Drogo just finished his 7 or his 8 gateways, rather, which means that he's not going to have enough time for a ton of warp-ins as we see a big blue blob coming across from MilkiCow. Now, there's a bit of a Zealot warp-in here in the main base. This will get cleaned up eventually, sure. 8 SCVs do go down, but Drogo has to use a lot of his warp-ins there to defend, to attack across the game, which means he doesn't have a lot to defend back home. He's only going to have time for 1 or 2 rounds of warp-ins. The shield battery overcharge is going to have to carry a lot of water for him here at the third base.
It's been popped very, very early to Crayon, and that is a cooldown that, you know, it's not like it's reliant on energy. He has to wait for that to now come off of cooldown. It's only 1/4 of the way done by the time it is finished. So 75% of that cooldown to go, but MilkiCow is backing off a bit. I'm not sure he really knows how strong a position his army is in right now. He really is doing very well in terms of army, but he cannot get caught in a choke like this with Archon standing behind. There we go.
MilkiCow had such a strong position there. Had he sieged up his, you know, and if ifs were ifs, if I had wheels, I'd be a wagon, Grant. But MilkiCow could have been in such a strong position there. Instead, he's going to wait for these tanks to siege up until Drogo gets on top of him. 1 tank going down, gets a little bit of tank fire, and will trade for 1 Archon. But there's no reason for Drogo to engage here. He can absolutely go back home. I'm a little surprised to see him pushing through this, but Drogo knows better than I do, and he's able to crush through those tanks. MilkiCow surrendering a really strong position there through what we can can only be described as a tactical blunder. I think if he had sieged up outside the third base of Drogo, he could have gotten some really good damage done and forced Drogo into a fight that Drogo wasn't ready for. As it is, Drogo's ahead on upgrades, he's ahead on army supply, he's ahead on income, and things are looking really rough for our young Russian player now.
Yeah, Drogo was able to figure out that he can take that fight very well. Just having 3 Immortals against a mainly tank and Marauder-based composition, but there wasn't enough Marines to really trigger those shields and take the Immortals down quickly. A few Zealots in the front to deal with what there was, and now Drogo is moving in. I think he smells blood here. The Ghost Academy is so far forward. If that goes down, there'll be no answer to all of these Zealots and Archons. SCVs being so indecisive here, trying to defend the tanks, but they will fall, and it looks like Drogo, marauding forward, is ready to put the final nail in the coffin, and GG, Drogo takes it.